Hi all. Very happy evening. Very happy evening to each and every one. Kindly reply to all the students who are live right now. After a long time, I am coming back to classes because of repeated health issues. I could not take a lot of classes. Hi Dipesh, very happy evening. I hope there are no tech issues. Kindly reply. Everyone, in case if you are facing any audio issue or a buffering issue. Of repeated, I could not take a lot of. Dipesh, I hope you can hear me. Just 1 minute, sir. Let me check it out. Any issues? Yes, I can see everyone. Dipesh, very happy evening. Chande, very happy evening. Yes, we are live right now. I can see it. Very happy evening to each and everyone. Kindly let me know which all exams students are writing. Is voice missing? Any audio issues? So let me check it out. Dipesh says voice is missing. Manoranjan says no issues. Right. Now, without wasting too much of time, what is that we are going to discuss right now? Today, we are going to discuss some very important topic. Let me reduce the audio in my mobile. Today we are going to discuss one very important concept, that is inequalities in algebra. Inequalities in algebra is an extremely important topic. At least from 1990 till 2020, if you observe any CAT paper or any exact paper or any B school entrance examinations, algebra inequality is an extremely important topic. Very important topic. Almost, if I see algebra as a topic, there are some very important topics in algebra. Definitely you will get some questions from algebra. What are that important topics? That important topics are, one is linear / quadratic equations, and another is functions and graphs. It could be a recursive function, it could be an iterative function, it could be a greatest integer function, it could be an least integer function, it could be a graph of an exponential function, it could be a logarithmic function, it could be a mirror image, water image related questions, functions and graphs related questions. And another is progressions, arithmetic progression, geometric progression, harmonic progression, maxima minima using AM, GM, HM concept, and miscellaneous types. And the fourth important topic is decoding inequalities. These are the most important subtopics from algebra. Decoding inequalities. Any student who is a beginner in algebra, I will start from very basics. I will take you to an advanced level. 3 sessions I have planned on decoding inequalities. Linear and quadratic equations, even in functions and graphs. So what I will do is, I have analyzed the previous year examination. Any student preparing for SSC examination, any student who want to learn algebra systematically in a very proper structured way, at the end of the classes, please make a note of every important note in your notebook. At the end of the class, every possible variety, starting from a basics to an advanced level, that we are going to discuss. Yes, I can see the comments right now. Krishna says, how are you all? Yes, I can see the comments. Chandra is preparing for administrative officers. Are we all ready to go? I hope there are no tech issues. I hope there are no tech issues. These class will be available in the students portal after it is over. Any non-enrolled students can watch it once, but in case if he or she wants to rewatch it again, he or she has to buy the course. So let me start the class. Yes, we are all ready to go. Algebra inequalities. What is that we are going to discuss in algebra inequalities? What are the various concepts in algebra inequalities? So today's class is on a topic decoding inequalities. We will understand in detail the various kinds of problems that are coming from this topic, and the topic name is decoding inequalities. Decoding inequalities. So what are the concepts that are there? The first concept we will understand what is the difference between and or. Related questions with respect to inequality. And are concepts. X greater than -2 and x less than 3. X greater than -2 or x less than 3. What is the difference between and word as well as an or word? This is extremely important for us to understand. Otherwise, if you do not understand it, then probably most of the answers will go for a toss. And are concepts. The next concepts which we will discuss is what are the drawbacks of using and are concept. Then we will discuss polarity test. How to find out which value of x will satisfy the question. Polarity test. Polarity test. Then what we will do is, then we will understand the some more examples related to a polarity test. But before that one, what is the behavior of an inequality when you add two values? Addition related problems, subtraction related problems. What if will the sign changes if you add a value which is positive, which is a negative? What will happen if you multiply it by a positive value to an inequality? What will happen if you divide it by a negative value? What will happen if you do the square root of a function? What will happen if you do the square of a function? Will the inequality changes? What will happen if you do the cube of a function? What will happen if you do the cube of a function? And how to find out the maxima as well as minima? How to find out the maxima as well as a minima for a given inequality? These are the various kinds of questions that we'll discuss. We will go very slowly, very steadily. We will solve it at an elementary level. We will understand it thoroughly with as many examples as possible. Once we understand all these concepts, then finally it is cat level inequality based questions. This is the final lap to the cat related problems. If you can understand all these things, then cat related problems you can solve it very, very easily. Kindly take a screenshot of this one. These are all the concepts that we are going to discuss. And are related concept, polarity related, how to do. There is a drawback if you use and or are concept, we'll discuss. Now we will also discuss one more concept. How to represent an inequality on a number line. How to represent an inequality on a number line. How to represent an inequality on a number line. These are all the concepts a student is going to learn in all these inequality related sessions. The first question arises. The heading is decoding inequality. What is the difference between equality and inequality? First we will understand that one. What do you mean by equality? What do you mean by equation? What do you mean by equation? Equation means when a polynomial expression or when any expression is equated with 0, then it is called as an equation. Equation is nothing but a expression equated with 0. When an expression is equated with 0, what we get is defined as an equation. equation equated with 0. Then what do you call as an expression? Expression is a way of representing using variables, constants, and mathematical operators. Variables, constants, and mathematical operators. Mathematical operators. If you represent algebra using variables, constants, and mathematical operators, then it is called as an expression. Expression is equated with 0, then it is called as an equation. Expression is a combination of variables, constants, and mathematical operation. So what will happen with equation? If equation is given for a variable, equation always will give fixed set of values. Equation always gives fixed set of values for a variable. If a variable is present in the left hand side and the right hand side is 0, variable will result in a fixed set of values. This is the primary difference between an equality and an inequality. In an equality, we will get a fixed set of values for an equation. In an inequality, we get a range of values for an inequality. Inequality means a range of values for an variable. Equation means it will give a fixed set of values. That could be one value, that could be two value, that could be an integer value, that could be a real value, that could be an imaginary value, that could be an irrational value, but the values in an equation are fixed. In an inequality, there will be a range. There will be a range. For example, 2x equivalent to 4. 2x is an expression because it contains either only variables or only constants, or combination of variables, constants, and mathematical expression is called a expression. 2x equivalent to 4, x equivalent to 2. Variable always gives fixed values, that is called a equation. For example, x square minus 5x plus 6 equivalent to 0. X minus 2 into x minus 3 equivalent to 0. X equivalent to 2 comma 3. Variable is giving a fixed set of values. If a variable is giving a fixed set of values, then it is called as an equation. Equation always will give fixed set of values. Equation always will give fixed set of values. Inequation or an inequality, equation is used by the symbol equivalent to. In an equation related problems, we will use the symbol equal to. Find the number of positive integral solutions for 3x plus 4y equivalent to 60, 2x plus 3y equivalent to 60. It is used by a symbol equivalent to. Then in an inequality, what are the symbols that are used? In all the problems, whatever we are going to discuss today, inequalities. Inequality means not equivalent to. We should not equate it. Now, if we are not equating it, there are 4 signs that will come. One is greater than symbol. Another is less than symbol. Another is greater than or equivalent to symbol. Another is less than or equivalent to a symbol. So in an inequality, all the problems whatever we are discussing today, we are going to use these 4 symbols. What are all the 4 symbols? Greater than, less than, greater than or equivalent to, and less than or equivalent to inequal. Right. Now in these kind of questions, this can be a polynomial inequality. This can be a polynomial inequality. This can be a rational inequality. Numerator can be a function, denominator can be a function. Numerator can be a function, denominator can be a function. For example, x square minus 7x plus 12 less than 0. This is a polynomial inequality. X minus 2 whole square by x minus 3 less than 0. Numerator there is a polynomial function, denominator there is a polynomial function. It can be a rational inequality. These are various kinds of questions that can come. I hope it is clear. And then it can also be a non-polynomial inequality. Non-polynomial inequality. All the varieties we are going to discuss. Non-polynomial inequality. What is the non-polynomial inequality? Suppose, for example, x minus 5 root x plus 6 less than or equivalent to 0. The power of x, it is it is half here, right? In a polynomial, it should be a non-negative integral value. So the questions can be of polynomial inequality or a rational inequality or a non-polynomial inequality. These are the three kinds of questions that comes under an inequality. The same kind of equation, polynomial equation, it can be a linear equation, it can be a quadratic equation, it can be a cubic equation. If it is beyond degree 3, we will use a Descartes rule of signs and Ross-Taylor theorem to find out how many positive real roots are there, negative real roots are there. Rational equation and a non-polynomial related equation. Whatever we did it in polynomial equations, we will do the same thing in a polynomial inequation. Rational equation, we will do it in rational inequality and a non-polynomial inequality. And a non-polynomial inequality. Inequality, the primary difference between an equality and an inequality is inequality will give a range of values. It will never give a set of values. It will give a range of values. It will give a range of values. This is a very, very important keyword. Inequality will always give a range of values. Equality will always give a fixed set of values. Sir, what do you mean by range of values? For us to understand why inequality will give us a range of values, first we have to understand the definition of greater than symbol in a number line, less than symbol in a number line, greater than or equivalent to symbol in a number line, less than or equivalent to symbol in a number line. Now, see here, very, very important key point. Representation of inequality in a number line. Representation of inequality in a number line. If you understand these particular concept, you can solve a lot of inequality problems very, very easily. Representation of an inequality in a number line. This concept is very, very important for us because in all my classes right now, we are going to find the range. We are not going to use any answer options. But in future classes, because of our great understanding of this concept, we will solve problems using answer option. Representation of inequality in a number line. Suppose if I say x is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. Step number 1. The first thing is draw a line. This is a number line. This is a number line. This is the origin. As you all know, we studied in our school days, anything to the left of 0, it is a negative integer, -1, -2, -3, and so on and so forth. Anything to the right of 0, it is a positive integer, which we call it as a natural number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. -1, -2, -3, and so on, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now, if you observe here, 3 is a number, 3 is greater than 2. 4 is a number, 4 is greater than 2. 5 is a number, 5 is to the right side of 2. So the values which are greater than 2 are on the right side of 2. Am I right? So 0 is less than 2, -1 is less than 2, -2 is less than 2. Anything to the lesser value of 2, it is there on the left hand side. Anything to the lesser value of 2, it is on the left hand side. Anything to the right side of 2, the value is greater than 2. The value is greater than 2. The same thing, we will use it here. X is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. When I say greater than 2, the value of x should always be to the right hand side of 2. The value of x should always be to the right hand side of 2. So it can take any value to the right hand side of 2. It can be 3, it can be 4, it can be 5, anything. So what will be the answer for this question? X is greater than 2 means all real values of x. There is no restriction on x. All real values of x greater than 2. All real values of x greater than 2. All real values of x greater than 2. I hope the concept is clear. That now, what did I say? Inequality always gives a range of values. Now, is there any fixed value? No, it can take 3, it can take 4, it can take 5, it can take 10, it can take 100, it can take 1 lakh, it can take any value which is greater than 2. It can take any value which is greater than 2. So, x greater than 2, whenever you find these greater than symbol, the values should be to the RHS of 2. The values should be to the right hand side of 2. The values should be to the right hand side of 2. Can x take 2? 2 it cannot take. 2 is equivalent to 2. So the value will start from a point just greater than 2. The value will start from a point which is just greater than 2. Suppose if the question is x is greater than or equivalent to 2. X is greater than or equivalent to 2. It's a combination of 2 points. What are that points? X can be 2 and x has to be greater than 2. X has to be 2 and x has to be greater than 2. Same thing, if it is x is greater than 2 on a number line 2, it will start from this point. It will start from 2. It will start from 2. I hope it is clear. These x greater than or equivalent to 2 and it is x greater than 2. Very fundamental onwards we will start and will solve some complex problems very, very easily. X greater than 2, x greater than or equivalent to 2. X greater than 2, x greater than or equivalent to 2. Second one. First we will start with degree 1 for x, then quadratic, all that problems we will see. Third one. X is less than 2. Fourth one, x is less than or equivalent to 2. X is less than or equivalent to 2. X is less than 2 on a number line. This is 0, this is 1 and it is 2, this is 3, this is 4. Anything on a number line less than 2 is to the LHS of 2, that is left hand side of 2. That is to the left hand side of 2. Less than means left hand side of right, the right hand side value. Greater than means RHS. Greater than means RHS. I need a value which is less than 2. Which is less than 2. Which is less than 2. In some textbooks they will write like this. It can be less than 2. 1, 0, minus 1, minus 2 and so on up to minus infinite. And so on up to minus infinite. So answer can also be like this. Minus infinite comma 2. What is the difference between these two brackets? These one is an open bracket, another is an closed bracket. Now if you see, when I write it down in a this shape, that means it includes a comma b. It includes a comma b. All values from A to B, all values from A to B, inclusive of A and B. All values from A to B, inclusive of A comma B. If I write these bracket, all values from A to B, all values from A to B, excluding A and B. Excluding A and B. These are very, very important concepts, sir. Sometimes what is the range of x for the given inequality? Answer options will be of this form. Open bracket as well as close bracket. All values from A to B excluding A and B. Suppose, very, very important example. If I write 2 comma 5 and x is an integer. X is an integer. 2, 5. What are all the integers from 2 and 5? 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 and 5 should not be taken. So x will take value 3 and 4. X will take value 3 and 4. A open bracket and closed bracket. When you write down in the shape of a rectangular, that means you have to include the exterior values A and B. Here you should not include. I hope the concept is clear. X is less than or equivalent to 2. X is less than or equivalent to 2. On a number line 0, 1, 2, 3. Less than or equivalent to 2. Less than or equivalent to 2 means from 2 it will start. All the values to the left hand side of 2. All the values to the left hand side of 2 inclusive of 2. All the values to the left hand side of 2 inclusive of 2. Here it is exclusive of 2. I hope the idea it is clear. Basic definition. Almost all the students should be knowing these definition. Now I took only one inequality. Now see here. Suppose for example, if I take x is greater than 2 and x is greater than 3. I took two inequalities. X is greater than 2 and x is greater than 3. Same question. X is greater than 2 or x is greater than 3. X is greater than 2 and x is greater than 3, or x is greater than 2 or x is greater than 3. Now if you see here, this is a symbol for and, this is a symbol for and, this is the symbol for or. Now only if you understand and or concept, you can solve the problem very easily. Please write down. And slash or concept, and slash or concept, and slash or concept, and slash all the concept. Now first we will write down and concept. And concept. What do you mean by and concept? I am good in batting and bowling also, right? I am good in mathematics and verbal ability also. I am good in not only writing in left hand but also right hand also. And concept means both the conditions should be satisfied. Both the conditions should be satisfied. If you are getting an answer, it should satisfy both the conditions. Both the conditions should be satisfied. Both the conditions should be satisfied. And means that should be present in that set as well as this set. If from set theory concept, this is called as intersection. 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 It is present in set A as well as set B. Whenever we call A intersection B, intersection means both the conditions should be satisfied. Both the conditions should be satisfied. Sir, how do you do it? Listen very carefully by using number line. If I use a number line, first x greater than 2 and x greater than 3. First draw a line. First draw a line. Go to the first condition. X greater than 2. X greater than 2. So it is 2 here. X greater than 2. Just now we discussed. What do you mean by greater than 2? Anything to the right hand side of 2. Anything to the right hand side of 2. This is the graph for x greater than 2. This is the graph for x greater than 2. Now if I take, forget about and word, x greater than 3. If I take 3 here, if I take 3 here, x greater than 3, anything to the right hand side of 3, anything to the right hand side of 3. This is the graph for x greater than 3. This is the graph for x greater than 3. What do you mean by What do you mean by and condition? Both the conditions should be satisfied. That means what is the region where both the different conditions are there? Can I say this is the region? Are you all with me? This is the region. X greater than 2 means this one region. This region is not satisfying this condition. If I take 2.5, 2.5 is lying between 2 and 3, but 2.5 is not satisfying the condition greater than 3. Any value greater than 3 is also greater than 2 as well as 3. Any value greater than 3 is also satisfying both the conditions. Both the conditions should be satisfied. So answer for this question is x greater than 3. Any value greater than 3 is also greater than 2. I hope the idea it is clear. Anything that is greater than 3, obviously it will be greater than 2. And condition means this condition should be satisfied and this condition should be satisfied. This condition should be satisfied. This condition should be satisfied. Now, what is the difference between and are? Are. Next one. I hope you are all there with me. Are concept. Are concept. Most of the students get confused with these and are concept. What do you mean by are concept? Are concept means either one of the condition should be satisfied. Either one of the condition should be satisfied. If it satisfies only one condition, that is enough. Either one of the conditions should be satisfied. It is similar to a word union in a set theory. It is similar to a word union in a set theory. Or condition, either you do this or you do that. That means somebody has given you a freedom. Either you dance or sing. That means either you can do only dance or you can do only sing. Either or. Minimum one condition should be satisfied. In an and concept, both the conditions or all the conditions should be satisfied. And concept, all the conditions should be satisfied. Or concept, only one condition satisfied, it is enough. One condition. It is equivalent to an union in set theory. It is equivalent to an intersection in set theory for an and concept. We will draw the line. X is greater than 2. X is greater than 2. This is 2. X is greater than 2. Anything which is to the greater than 2, it is on the right hand side of 2. I hope it is clear. Right? Now see here. X is greater than 3. If it is 3 here. Anything to the right hand side of 3. This is the value. This is the value. Now if you see here. There are 3 regions. From 2 to 3, there are certain values. Suppose if I take 2.5. 2.5 is greater than 2. True. 2.5 is not greater than 3. One condition satisfied, it is enough. One condition satisfied, it is enough. So answer for this question is x greater than 2. Answer for this question is x greater than 2. I hope the idea it is clear. And means all the conditions should be satisfied. Or means one condition satisfied. I hope that will be the answer. Any doubts are there? Kindly specify. Any doubts are there? Kindly specify. You got any doubts? Kindly ask me. I hope these and concept and are concept, it is very clear. Kindly reply it in the live chat in case if you got any doubts. Only one condition satisfied. Everybody clear, right, sir? Any doubts are there till now? Because this concept is very, very important for you to understand. Any doubts? Kindly mention. Deepesh says no doubt. Any other one? Shall we get into the other concepts? Clear, right? Right. The other concepts, only if you understand this, then you will be able to solve. Now examples. Now examples. One or two examples which we will solve. X is less than minus 2. X is less than minus 2. And X is greater than 2. X is less than minus 2 and X is greater than 2. Second one, X is less than minus 2 or X is greater than 2 or X is greater than 2. X is less than minus 2 or X is greater than 2. First one, let us see. X is less than minus 2. On a number line 0, 1, 2, minus 1, minus 2. X is less than minus 2. Less than minus 2 is anything to the left hand side of minus 2. Anything to the left hand side of minus 2. Anything to the left hand side of minus 2. And X greater than 2. And X greater than 2. Is there any region where these lines are getting overlapped? No. So answer is no real value for X. No real value for X. No real value for X which satisfies these equation. No real value for X which satisfies these equation. I hope the idea it is clear. X is less than minus 2 or X is greater than 2. Here draw a line. This is minus 2. Minus 2. This is anything to the left side of minus 2. X is greater than 2. Anything to the right side of 2. Anything to the right of 2. One condition satisfied, it is enough. That means any value from minus infinity to minus 2 can be taken. Minus infinity to minus 2. As I told you, and is an intersection or is an union. Any value from 2 to positive infinite, it is taken. Answer for the second example is this question. First example, it is no real value for X. R means it should satisfy minimum one condition. One condition is satisfied, then that is the answer. Suppose you take a value minus 3. Is minus 3 less than minus 2? Yes. That means this condition is satisfied. So minus 3 is less than minus 2. That will come under here. Suppose if I take a value 4. 4 is greater than 2. 4 value can come under this set. Can I take a value 0, 0? Is 0 less than minus 2? No. Is 0 greater than 2? No. So this region, no value should be taken. This region, no value should be taken. I can take any value to the left of minus 2. I can take any value to the right of 2. But I should not take any value from minus 2 to 2. Or in other words, X can take any real value. X can take any real value other than X can take any real value other than minus 2 to 2. These also can be an answer. Other than this value minus 2 comma 2, any other value it can take. And concept, I hope it is clear. And is like the intersection in Venn diagrams. And is called the intersection in Venn diagram. And is called the intersection in Venn diagram. R is called the union in Venn diagram. R is called the union in Venn diagram. I hope the concept is very, very clear to you. Chandra, I hope you understood the difference between an AND concept as well as an R concept. I hope the idea it is clear. Then what is the drawback of These and or are concept. Why polarity test came into picture? Why polarity test is an effective concept? Now, for example, if the question is x square minus 7x plus 12 greater than 0. X square minus 7x plus 12 greater than 0. This is a polynomial inequality. More specifically, it is a quadratic equation, inequality, quadratic equation, which is assigned a greater than symbol. X square minus 7x plus 12 greater than 0. Suppose if I use and or concept. Suppose if I use and or concept. First we will solve this question with an and or concept. Then we will get into an polarity test. And or concept. Now listen carefully, sir. X square minus 7x plus 12. X square minus 7x plus 12. It is greater than 0. X square minus 7x plus 12 greater than 0. This value, if I factorize it, x minus 4 into x minus 3, it is greater than 0. X into x square minus 3x minus 4x minus 7x minus into minus plus 4 3s are 12. X minus 4 into x minus 3 greater than 0. Now the first thing is greater than 0. Greater than 0. Anything which is greater than 0, it is a positive value. These are two expressions which got multiplied. Case number 1. Case number 1. Positive into positive. What is positive into positive? Positive. Case number 1. Or. Is there any other way? Negative into negative. Negative into negative. It is also positive. Positive into positive. It is positive. Negative into negative. It is positive. Either it can be positive into positive or it can be negative into negative. So these are the two cases. So this should be positive and this should be positive. See here. These positive and positive. These negative are negative. So the case number 1. Case number 1. X minus 4 into x minus 3, it is greater than 0. That means x minus 4 is greater than 0 and condition. And x is greater than 3. Are you all with me? X minus 4 is greater than 0 and x is greater than 3. And x is greater than 3. So here it is x is greater than 4 and x is greater than 3. And x is greater than 3. What do you mean by an AND function? AND function is an intersection function. That means first x is greater than 4. Anything to the right hand side of 4, it is greater than 4. This is greater than 4. X is greater than 3. This is 3. Anything to the right hand side of 3. Anything to the right hand side. What is the intersection of both this? Intersection of both these is x is greater than 4. Intersection of both is x is greater than 4. I hope the idea it is clear. Case number 4. Case number 1. Case number 2. Negative into negative is positive. X minus 4 is less than 0 and x minus 3 is less than 0. X is less than 4 and x is less than 3. X is less than 4 and x is less than 3. So on a number line, 3 less than 3 means to the left hand side. 4 means anything, it is on the left hand side. 1 is x is, sorry, I wrote it minus 3 and these are the kind of mistakes which you might do it. 4 is there to the right hand side. So if you see here 3 and 4, x is less than 4. Here it is in black. Are you all with me? X is less than 3. Here it is. And condition means it should satisfy both the conditions. That means what is the answer? X is less than 3. X is less than 3. So positive into positive is positive. Negative into negative, it is also positive. That means case 1 we have to do, case 2. Don't you think that it is becoming extremely long method, extremely lengthy method? Lengthy method it is becoming. First we have to take positive into positive. Next we have to do negative into negative. That is the reason and our concept, right, will be a time consuming process. If I do keep on doing it, instead of 2, if it is a cubic function and it is greater than 0, positive, 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 negative, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, negative, like that multiple cases we have to do. So this is a very time consuming process. That is the reason we will not get into and or concept. And or concept, I discussed it to you to tell you that and is nothing but an intersection. Both the conditions should be satisfied, or means only one condition should be satisfied. Only one condition should be satisfied. I hope kindly reply in case if it is clear to you why and or concept is not the ideal method, is not the right method. Will you get the answer? Definitely you will get the answer. Is it time consuming? Definitely it is time consuming. Is there a better way to solve the question? Yes, there is a better way to solve this question. Till here, any doubts are there? Kindly mention. Absolute clarity you will get it on inequality. Everybody clear? Kindly reply if it is clear to you. This question. Till here, any doubts are there? Kindly mention. Absolute clarity you will get it on. Right. So this is clear. Then we will discuss one more concept, that is polarity test. What is polarity test? What is polarity test? Polarity test. What do you mean by polarity test? First we will do it for a quadratic and slowly we will increase. First one. Same example we will do. X square minus 7x plus 12 less than 0. X square minus 7x plus 12 less than 0. Second question. X square minus 5x plus 4. It is greater than 0. X square minus 5x plus 4. It is greater than 0. Third one. X minus 3 whole square, it is greater than 0. It is greater than 0. Fourth question. X minus 7 whole square, it is greater than 0. It is greater than 0. Now let us see one by one. X square minus 7x plus 12, it is less than 0. X square minus 5x plus 4. Now how you can decompose this equation? This is x minus 4 into x minus 3. It is less than 0. X minus 4 into x minus 3 less than 0. What are the critical points of x here? One is 4, another is 3. On a number line, critical point it is 3, 4 is to the right hand side of 3. 4 is to the right hand side of 3. Now, there are 3 regions here. There are 3 regions. One is less than 3, another is greater than 4, another is between 3 to 4. Take a value, preferably take 0. 0 is there to the left hand side of 3. 0 substitute, 0 minus 4, minus 4. 0 minus 3, minus 3. Minus 4 into minus 3, 12. Is 12 less than 0? 12 is not less than 0. 12 is not less than 0. It is a cross mark. Descartes said that if one is a cross mark, next one will be tick mark. Next one will be cross mark. Why it will be next will be tick mark? Take a value 3.5. 3.5 minus 4 negative. 3.5 minus 3 positive. Positive into negative, it is a negative. Positive into negative, it is a negative. Less than 0 means negative. That means answer for this question is tick means x lies between 3 and 4. X lies between 3 and 4. X lies between 3 and 4. I hope the concept is clear. Start with a value which reduces your calculation. I took a value 0, otherwise some calculation needs to be done. Next one, x square minus 5x plus 4 greater than 0. So this equation can be written as x minus 1 into x minus 4. X minus 1 into x minus 4 greater than 0. X minus 1 into x minus 4 greater than 0. What are the critical points of x? Critical points of x are 1 and 4. Critical points of x are 1 and 4. Start with a value, preferably 0. 0 is there to the left hand side of 1. 0. 0 minus 1 minus 1. 0 minus 4 minus 4. Minus 1 into minus 4. 4. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. Tick mark. If it is a tick mark, alternatively it will be tick and cross. So tick, cross and tick. Tick, cross and tick. So answer is x will be less than 1. X will be less than 1 or x can be greater than 4. Or x can be greater than 4. Or x can be greater than 4. What do you mean by polarity test? These polarity test will tell us the behavior for a given certain value of x. By substituting a value of x, instead of doing and or concept, we can tell, right, what is the sign behavior for 3 regions. In this first example, x less than 3, 3 to 4 and greater than 4. 3 to 4 and greater than 4. One is the drawback of the and or concept. Another is a polarity test. Polarity will give us the sign behavior for a given value. If you get cross mark, next will be tick. After tick, it will be cross. If it is a tick, next will be cross and next will be tick. So alternatively, it is cross and tick. This is proposed by a famous mathematician, Descartes. Descartes' polarity test. And Descartes' rule of signs is also extremely important for us to know how many positive real roots are there and how many negative real roots are there. How many positive roots are there and how many negative real roots are there. I hope the concept is clear. Third one. Third and fourth are quite tricky questions. X minus 3 whole square less than 0. X minus 3 whole square less than 0. The root cause of this problem is left hand side it is a square function. 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 Square of a value, minus 2 square it is 4. 4 is greater than 0. 3 square, 9 it is greater than 0. Square of a function is always greater than 0. Minus 1 square, 1. Minus 4 square, 16. 1 square, 1. 4 square, 16. So, square of a function is always greater than 0. It is given in the question that it is less than 0. So answer for this question is no real value for x. No real value for x. No real value for x. I hope the concept is very, very clear to you. So x minus 3 whole square. Any square function answer is greater than 0. Question is less than 0. Question is less than 0. So answer is no real value. X minus 7 whole square greater than 0. Square function will always give a value greater than 0. So here the question is, answer will be all real values of x. All real values of x will satisfy these equation. Whether it is a negative, positive, 0, any real value will satisfy these equation. I hope it is clear. Fundamentals class number 1, what we will do is, we will understand all the fundamentals. Second class and third class, we will do a lot of practice problems. Take these classes more of conceptual builders and practice as much as possible. Familiarity with multiple concepts, giving you variety of the questions, helping you understand the drawback of one concept and telling the merit of another concept. That is the significance of our classes. Four concepts, I hope the idea it is clear. Another one. Suppose if the question is x square plus x plus 1 greater than 0. Sixth question is x square plus x plus 1 less than 0. X square plus x plus 1, right? Greater than 0 and x square plus x plus 1 less than 0. Now see this fifth one. X square plus x plus 1, left hand side. Here you are able to factorize it. X square minus 5x plus 4, you are able to factorize it. Right? Here, if you observe here, x minus 7 whole square greater than 0. Here x is not equivalent to 7. X is not equivalent to 7. Why? Because 7 minus 7 is 0. 0 square is 0. Either you can put greater than or equivalent to 0 to get this answer. If it is greater than 0, then put x not equivalent to 7. X not equivalent to 7. This kind of silly mistakes, avoid it. The question is greater than 0. Greater than 0 means square function. Square function minimum value it is 0. Right? Minus 1 square 1, minus 2 square 4, minus 3.2 square, minus 10.24. Negative 1 square is giving you positive number. Positive 1 square is giving you positive number. Lowest value x minus 7 whole square will take is at x equivalent to 7. There is no value of equivalent to. There is a value of greater than. So x cannot be equivalent to 7. X cannot be equivalent to 7. I hope it is clear. Next one. Here you are able to factorize it. Here you are able to factorize it. Now try to factorize this equation. X square plus x plus 1. You are not able to factorize it. Now concept. See these concept. First thing, this equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. This equation is of the form ax square plus bx plus c. Now, a if it is greater than 0 and discriminant is less than 0, discriminant is less than 0, then this expression is always greater than 0. Then this expression is always greater than 0. Ax square plus bx plus c greater than 0. This condition, a quadratic equation will always be greater than 0. Only if a is greater than 0 and d is less than 0. Sir, why it is like this? Please see this question. X square minus 5x plus 4. X square minus 5x plus 4. See here. If I draw it on a number line, here 1 is a root because the entire value will become 0. Yes or no? X minus 1 into x minus 4 is equivalent to 0. 1 will make the right hand side 0. 4 is also a root. X minus 1 into x minus 4 equivalent to 0. I hope it is clear. Now, if I take 0, 0 minus 0 plus 4, here it is. If it is 5, 25, here it is 4. If I take 2, 2 square 4, 4 plus 4 8, 8 minus 10 minus 2. That means the graph is somewhere coming like this. Are you all with me? The graph is somewhere touching the axis at 2 points. The graph is going upwards. Graph is going upwards. Same thing if I take x square minus 4x plus 4. It is x minus 2 whole square. Graph will be like this. The graph is touching the axis at 2 points, touching the axis at 1 point. Now, this is when d is greater than 0. This is when d is equivalent to 0. D is less than 0. The graph will not touch the axis. Why? If discriminant is less than 0, that means roots are imaginary. Imaginary values cannot be plotted on a number line. So the graph will shift to the first or second quadrant. First or second quadrant, x positive, y positive, or x negative, y positive. In both the cases, y value it is positive. What is y value? Ax square plus bx plus c. A quadratic expression is greater than 0 only when a is greater than 0 and d is less than 0. A quadratic expression, very, very important concept, sir. Ax square plus bx plus c greater than 0. For a quadratic function to be greater than 0, it should satisfy two conditions. What are the two conditions? A could be greater than 0 and d is less than 0. If these two conditions are satisfied, then a quadratic inequality will always be greater than 0. Quadratic inequality will always be greater than 0. Now see here. What is the coefficient of x square? 1. Is 1 greater than 0? Yes. What is a discriminant? B square minus 4ac. 1 minus 4 minus 3. Is minus 3 less than 0? Yes. That means this inequality is greater than 0. So answer for this question is all real values of x. Answer for this question is all real values of x. Answer for this question is all real values of x. I hope the idea it is clear. A quadratic inequality will always be greater than 0 only when the coefficient of x square is greater than 0 and discriminant is less than 0. When discriminant is less than 0, that means the roots are imaginary. Imaginary roots cannot be plotted on a number line. Cannot be plotted on a number line. I hope the idea it is very clear. X square plus x plus 1. Here the coefficient of x square 1. 1 is greater than 0. 1 is greater than 0. Discriminant b square minus 4ac. 1 minus 4 minus 3 is less than 0. A is greater than 0. D is less than 0. That means this expression is greater than 0, but it is given less than 0. So answer is no real value for x. No real value for x satisfies this equation. No real value for x satisfies this equation. Just by looking at a question, we can easily say for which value, for which not value that will satisfy this equation. Extremely important concept, sir. Ax square plus bx plus c is greater than 0. Ax square plus bx plus c is greater than 0 only if a is greater than 0 and d is less than 0. Only if a is greater than 0 and d is less than 0. Ax square plus bx plus c. Very, very important concept. For example, one more question. X square minus 4x plus 13 is greater than 0. One more question. x square minus 4x plus 13 greater than 0. X square minus 6x plus 25, it is less than 0. X square minus 4x plus 13 greater than 0. X square minus 6x plus 25, it is less than 0. It is less than 0. How will you check which values? What is coefficient of x square? 1. A is greater than 0. 1 is greater than 0. Discriminant b square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac. 16 minus 52. 16 minus 52, it is minus 36, which is less than 0. Discriminant is less than 0. Discriminant is less than 0. A greater than 0, D less than 0. This quadratic expression will always be greater than 0. So answer is all real values for x. Answer is all real values for x. Answer is all real values for x. All real values for x. Similarly, the next question. X square minus 6x plus 25 less than 0. A, it is x square, it is 1. 1 greater than 0. 1 greater than 0. Discriminant b square minus 4ac. B square minus 4ac. It is less than 0. A greater than 0 and D less than 0. That means this expression is greater than 0. Given as less than 0. That means answer will be no real value for x. No real value for x. That will satisfy this equation. That will satisfy this equation. Fundamentals class is extremely important. Above concept is there and 2 examples are there. Above concept it is there, 2 examples are there. The same case, if A is, see, it's very, very easy to remember, sir. If A is greater than 0, this expression is greater than 0. If A is less than 0, if A is less than 0, then the expression will be less than 0. Very easy. Why? Because if you think logically also, discriminant is greater than 0. That means it will have real roots. Real roots will cut the x-axis. So, cut the x-axis means there is no chance that a quadratic expression will be greater than 0. Discriminant equivalent to 0. Discriminant equivalent to 0 means equal roots. It will cut the axis only at 1 point. Discriminant less than 0. Discriminant less than 0 means the roots are imaginary. Imaginary roots will never be cutting the axis. I hope the concept it is clear. What are the concepts that we discussed? A lot of very, very interesting problems that we are going to discuss today. But first thing, the foundation is extremely important. And our concept, I hope the idea it is clear to you, right? Polarity test, I hope the idea it is clear to you. Now what we'll do is, what will happen if there is an greater than inequality? Multiplication, division, square root. This we will do the conceptual understanding. Then we will get into the problem solving. I hope it is clear, right? Any doubts are there? Kindly mention till here. If any doubts are there, kindly mention. Kindly mention in case if you have any doubts. No doubts are there, then I will get into it. Structure, Sai Ram, I hope the concept is very clear to you. Very, very clear to you. Now, some rules of inequality. First class fundamentals. Some rules of inequality. some rules of inequalities. We'll understand the rules of inequalities. First one, addition and subtraction. What are all the rules? What are all the don'ts a student should know it before solving the problems? Addition and subtraction rules. Addition and subtraction rules. What are all the addition as well as the subtraction rules? Now see, there is a greater than. 3 is greater than 2. Let me add a value which is positive. 3 plus 4 is greater than 2 plus 4. Definitely 7 is greater than 6. Let me subtract a value which is again greater than 0. 3 minus 1 is greater than 2 minus 1. 2 is greater than 1. If you add a positive value, if you subtract a value, is the inequality changing? Is the inequality changing? Inequality, it is not changing. Minus 3 is less than minus 2. Minus 3 is less than minus 2. First we did it for a positive greater than 1, then we will do it for a less than 1. Let me add a positive value. Minus 3 plus 4, and it here also it is minus 3 plus 4. 4 minus 3, it is 1. 4 minus 2, 2. 1 is less than 2. 1 is less than 2. Yes, right. Let me subtract the value. Minus 3 minus 1, minus 2 minus 1. Minus 4 is less than minus 3. Yes, the same inequality I am getting if I am adding it and if I am subtracting it. That means when you add a value or when you subtract a value, the function will not change. The function, the same inequality will proceed. I hope the idea it is clear. These addition and subtraction. These addition and subtraction. Next one is addition and subtraction. Next one is multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Multiplication and division. Let us see. Same example. 3 is greater than 2. I am multiplying it by a positive value. 3 into 4 is greater than 2 into 4. 12 is greater than 8. If you multiply it by a positive value, the inequality, it is not changing. If you multiply it with a negative value, minus 1, minus 1. 3 into minus 1 is minus 3. Here it is minus 2. Minus 3 is less than minus 2. Minus 3 is less than minus 2. If you are multiplying it by a negative value, if you are multiplying it by a negative value, the sign is changing. This is a very, very important thing. If you multiply LHS and RHS with a negative sign, the inequality greater than becomes less than becomes greater than. I hope the concept is clear. This is example 1. Example 2. 3 is greater than 2. If I divide by a positive value, 3 by 2 is greater than 2 by 2. 1.5 is greater than 1. 1.5 is greater than 1. It is not changing. If I divide by minus 2, minus 1.5 is to the left hand side. It is less than minus 1. If you divide by a negative value, the sign is changing. If you divide by the negative value, the sign is changing. Are you all with me? One is multiplication, another is division. I did it for greater than 2. You can do similarly for less than. 2 is less than 3. 2 is less than 3. 2 into 4 is less than 3 into 4. 8 is less than 12. 2 4s are 8 and 3 4s are 12. 2 into 4 is less than 3 into 4. So if it is less than symbol, if you multiply it by a positive value, it is not changing. If you multiply by a negative value, 2 into -1, -2. 3 into -1, -3. The sign is changing. Less than is becoming greater than. Less than are becoming greater than. I hope the idea it is very, very clear, right? Multiplication and division. Very, very important. Square function. X square greater than 4, x square greater than 4, x cube greater than 27. All these, I hope once you understand multiplication and division, then we will get into square. Square means, for example, x square is greater than 9. X square is greater than 9. X square is less than 16. X square is less than 16. X square greater than 9 and x square less than 16. 9 less than x square less than 16. 9 less than x square less than 16. Now see here. X square greater than 9. If I put everything to the left hand side, x square minus 9 greater than 0. 9 can be written as x minus 3 into x plus 3. It is greater than 0. X minus 3 into x plus 3 greater than 0. Polarity test. What are all the critical points? Minus 3 and 3. Here it is minus 3 and here it is 3. Polarity test. Take a value 0. 0 lies from minus 3 to 3. 0 minus 3, 0 plus 3. Minus 3 into 3, minus 9. Is minus 9 greater than 0? No. So it does not satisfy. Does not satisfy. Polarity test. X minus 3 into x plus 3 greater than 0. Critical points are minus 3 and 3. Take a value 0. 0 minus 3, 0 plus 3. Minus 3 into plus 3 is minus 9. Minus 9 is not greater than 0. Cross mark. So alternatively tick mark. So answer for this question is x can be less than minus 3 or x can be greater than 3. X can be less than minus 3 or x can be greater than 3. Or x can be greater than 3. First statement, I hope the idea it is clear. X square less than 16. X square minus 16. It is less than 0. So this will be x whole square minus 4 whole square less than 0. A square minus b square. X minus 4 and x plus 4. It is less than 0. X minus 4 and x plus 4. It is less than 0. Critical points of x are minus 4 and 4. Critical points of x are minus 4 and 4. Take a value 0. Minus 4 into 4. Minus 16. It is less than 0. Tick cross cross. So answer for this question is minus 4 less than x less than 4. Minus 4 less than x less than 4. Less than means x lies between the roots in a quadratic expression. Greater than means x does not lie between the critical points. It does not lie between minus 3 and 3. So x will be lesser than the lesser value, greater than the greater value. If it is an less than value for a quadratic equation, it lies between the critical points. It lies between the critical points. I hope the idea it is clear. Good number of students will do a mistake of writing this answer only as 3 less than x less than 4. There is a mistake. That means we will do one by one. Every question is important, sir. Case 1. 9 less than x square. And means intersection. Case 2. X square less than 16. X square less than 16. X square less than 16. What is the answer we got? Minus 4 less than x less than 4. Both the conditions should be satisfied. 9 less than x square. That means x square greater than 9. X square greater than 9 means x less than minus 3 or x greater than 3. X less than minus 3. Now listen carefully. This is the first one answer and this is the second one answer. What is the condition in between them? And is the condition between them. And is the condition. So it should satisfy both the values. X is, if you observe here, minus 4 less than x, x less than minus 3. One condition we got. Minus 4 less than x, x less than minus 3. X greater than 3, that means it is 3 less than x. 3 less than x, x less than 4. So answer will be 3 less than x less than 4. Answer will be 3 less than x less than 4. I hope the idea it is clear. So answer for this question, it is if a square less than x square less than b square, answer is a less than x less than b or minus b less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to minus a. Very, very important concept. What is polarity test? X minus 3 into x plus 3 greater than 0. Critical points of x are minus 3 and 3. Take a value, any value, preferably 0. 0 lies between minus 3 and 3. Put 0. 0 minus 3, 0 plus 3. Minus 3 into plus 3, minus 9. Is the negative greater than 0? No. Cross mark. Alternatively tick and cross. Alternatively tick and cross. Every example, whatever I am saying it to you, ensure that you write down in the same way and practice it as much as possible. Enrolled students, the video should be uploaded in maximum 1 day in your portal so that you can watch it. This is a very, very important problem. First we did this case 1, then case 2, then we combined case 1 and case 2. Then we combined case 1 and case 2. A square less than x square less than b square. That means a less than x less than b or minus b less than, either this condition. How I combined these both? Minus 4 less than x, x less than minus 3. So these both I took. X greater than 3, 3 less than x, x less than 4. 3 less than x, x less than 4. So I combined both. Either this or this. Either this or this. That means if somebody gives you 25 less than or equivalent to x square less than or equivalent to 49, directly you will write the answer as 5 less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to 7 or minus 7 less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to minus 5. Minus 7 less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to minus 5. You take a value minus 6. Minus 6 whole square is 36. 36 lies from 25 to 49. Take a value minus 4. Minus 4 is 16. 16 lies between 25 and 49? No. Very, very important to note. A square less than or equivalent to x square less than or equivalent to b square means a less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to b or minus b less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to minus a. Minus b less than or equivalent to x less than or equivalent to minus a. I hope the concept it is clear. Fundamentals class is an extremely important class. Only if your fundamentals are good, then you can do a lot of practice problems very, very fast. My way of teaching is in a very structured way. You will not get a single doubt. Only to get these structure people by our courses. I'm sure lot of very good problems are there. In case if you are a student preparing for placements, we have a 6 months course, we have a 12 months course, there is a good discount going on. IP MAT course, 6 months course as well as 12 months course. We have a CAT course, we have a bank course, we have an SSC course. Kindly download Anil Nair Classes app. Go to the course. There are a lot of free demo classes that are available. I'm sure you will fall in love with the way that we deliver the content. And in case if you want test series also, you can purchase it. Session number 1, Inequalities Fundamentals. I hope it is clear. Again, we will have session number 2 at 6 p.m. where we will discuss the practice problems from the concept what we discussed. Thanks a lot for attending the class. Do not forget to join the Telegram group. Thank you. With love, Anil Nair.